I'm now very pleased to say I'm joined by Gummi Hafsteinsson. He is product lead for the Google Assistant. And of course, AI is so hot when you come to these sorts of events. It was hot at CES, it's hot at Mobile World Congress. How does Google's Assistant separate itself from the likes of Alexa, Cortana, Siri, and the like?
Well, so first of all, you mentioned the other products out there. I think it's important to emphasize that it's good that people have choice. I think it's good that people can pick the product that they think is the best one for them to use. Now, having said that, I think the Google Assistant, what really makes us sort of unique in how we provide the assistance to users is we're providing a single assistant. So it's one product you can get to, but it's offered in different places. So it doesn't matter whether you're using the assistant on your Pixel phone or in Google Home, it's the same assistant and you can get the same level of functionality across all those different devices. So that's like it's a very powerful concept as you go through the day and you move between different situations, you still have the same power of Google providing you help any way you want it.
So the news here is that it is now available across more Android platforms.
Yep.
I can get Google Maps on my Apple phone. Would I be able to get your assistant not only on my Samsung but also on an Apple as well eventually?
So that's if I may just talk a little bit about sort of what led us to this moment. So if you think to last fall, we launched the assistant on Allo and Pixel and Google Home, the voice activity speaker. And since then, we've been basically to try to get to more places because we want users to be able to access the assistant as easily as possible. So we have announced that it's coming soon to the car, it's coming to your TV. Early this month, we launched it on the Android Wear 2.0, so the new watch, the new smartwatch. And so this is just a natural progression now, adding it onto all Android devices with Marshmallow and Nougat that run Google Play services. So you can see the trajectory. We clearly want it to be in every device possible, and so you can just sort of paint the picture future with that.
Some Android phones already have an assistant of some sort. You think of Samsung and its Viv. How does your assistant work with or alongside, or does it have to has to get rid of the other one?
Again, it comes back to user choice. I think it's ultimately important that users should be able to pick what assistant they want to use. And so for us, it's important that they have that choice. And so we want to make sure that the assistant is available as many devices as possible. And so with this rollout, for example, on some of the older Samsung devices like Samsung S7, the assistant is going to be available on most devices. So Samsung users, as any other Android device user, should be able to pick and use the Google Assistant if they choose to.
Does the assistant eventually replace search?
The way I think about it is the assistant is a conversational interface to help you get things done. And so now you have a way that's a very natural way for you to talk to technology. It's think about it, instead of us learning how to use technology, we want to adapt technology so it learns how we talk. And through that means the assistant can do all kinds of things. And that includes interacting with search, but it can also do local searches, it can turn the lights on in your home, it can set the kitchen timer for you, it can play music. It's really a lot of different services, and it includes search as one of the core services, including answers to questions and things like that.
What are you finding it is being used the most for? Many say weather, many say timer. Is that usually what it is?
I can relate from my own personal experience.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on my situation. On my phone, I use it a lot to navigate, look for restaurants around me and things like that, and also communicate. I send text messages all the time using my assistant. In the home, I use it to play music a lot. It's changed how I enjoy music because I come home and it's so easy to just say, hey, can you play this playlist or whatever. When I cook, it's amazing how it's changed how I do cooking. Instead of stopping every now and then, washing my hands, going to my phone or my computer, I just talk to the assistant as I'm going through things. I need to know how to cut a pineapple or how to cook this, how long I should cook this particular egg to be hard-boiled. I get all these answers just by asking the assistant. It's amazing. It's really amazing.
I have to try that one. What about multiple accounts in one home, say, if you had Google Home and 2-3 individuals with separate accounts? How does it understand who to navigate to?
So right now, the Google Home device is set up with one account, and it uses that account for the interactions. So anything that happens on it, it's actually happening through that account. Now, there's a setting. You can choose whether you want to make that account available in terms of personal information, such as calendar and email and so on. So you can turn it off if you feel that you want to just limit it to things like answers, music, timers, and so on. And so, user has a choice there, but it's set up with a single account.
It's interesting. You almost edging towards my next question of privacy there, because perhaps you don't want to be sharing your emails with everyone in your household. What about some of the privacy issues that have been shone a light on through the rise of virtual assistants? How are you tackling it?
So first, before I even dive into this, I mean, privacy is clearly a very important thing to us, and we want to make sure that it's clear to users what's going on and how the data is being handled. To me, it's a lot about control and transparency. So we have what's called My Activity, which is a place you can go to. You can see all the interaction with the systems. You can delete things if you don't want them to be there. So it's fully under users' control. And to us, it's very important that we're building a relationship of trust between the user and the system. So we are constantly making sure that this is taken care of perfectly well. And then obviously, on the other hand, we want to make sure we're providing the value that users expect from the product. So those kind of go hand in hand together, make sure they have a solid product with a solid privacy foundation.
And the issue that it might always be listening, how are you tackling that ongoing debate in the press?
Well, so first of all, it isn't.
Yeah.
I think that's clear to me. It only triggers when you actually say the hot word. And so you have to actually say the hot word in order to do that. In addition to that, on Google Home, lights show up, so it's clear that it's now you're listening to, you can talk to it. There's a physical mic button on the back. And if anything accidentally goes in, again, you can go to My Activity, you can delete anything that you don't want to be there. So you're perfectly safe in terms of knowing what's going in and what's not going in.
So this time next year, how pervasive do you see the Google Assistant being? Is there any next hurdle that you're keen to jump over?
Well, to me, it's not so much about how pervasive it is. To me, it's the most important thing that I really would like to see is, are we helping users on a daily basis accomplish what they want to do? So to me, it's about providing that natural conversational interface. So you have Assistant throughout the day, no matter what you're doing, where you're doing it. You can go from in the morning, checking your day schedule, having it read out to you. You get in the car, you can navigate to work. It cuts around the shortcut because of traffic. And then during the day, you can check email and so on. And when you get back home, you can use for cooking. That's the vision, having that assistant helping you along the day. If we can get any closer to that, I'd be a happy man.